Okay, so hi and welcome to this short video tutorial, and this time we will be subtracting equivalent fractions and then we will subtract non-equivalent fractions. And this is a follow-on from our previous video, which was adding equivalent fractions and adding non-equivalent fractions. Okay, so very quickly then, when we want to subtract equivalent fractions, we'll start with an example. So I'm going to start with 7 over 9. And I'm going to take away 3/9. So when we look at our denominators, they're both equivalent. So denominator here and our denominator here. So if they're equivalent, then our answer is going to be over 9. And then all we need to do is subtract our numerators. So 7 minus 3, that gives us 4 over 9. And then neither 4 or 9, in 4 or 9 there is no common factor, so we can't simplify that answer. Okay, let's take another example then. Let's take 12 over 16, and let's take away 4 over 16. So again, because our denominators are equivalent, we can just say that our answer would be over 16. And then we just need to take away our numerators. So it's 12 minus 4, that gives us 8 over 16. Then we want to see if we can simplify, so we look and see is there a common factor for 8 and 16, and there is. We know that 8 is a common factor of both 8 and 16, so let's divide 8 by 8, and that gives us 1, and let's divide 16 by 8, and that gives us 2. Okay, so a quick recap then. Once our denominators are equal, then we can just take away our numerators, and if it has a common factor, if our numerator in our answer and our denominator in our answer, if they both have the common factor, then we divide our numerator by the common factor and we divide our denominator by the common factor. Right, this time then we're going to look at adding non-equivalent or subtracting non-equivalent fractions. So let's take 7 over 11 and let's take away 1 over 2. Okay, so we need to find an equivalent denominator because these denominators are non-equivalent. So what is a common multiple of 11 and 2? Well, we know that 22 is a common multiple of 22. Let's put 22 over there and 22 over here. And then let's divide our denominator into our lowest common multiple, and then let's multiply our numerator by that answer. So how many 11s are in 22? There are 2, so let's multiply 7 times 2, that gives us 14. And let's look at our second denominator. So how many 2s are in 22? There are 11, so 11 times 1 plus 11. And now our two denominators are equivalent, so we just take away our numerators. So 14 over 22 minus 11 over 22, and that's going to equal something over 22. 14 minus 11 gives us 3. And we look at our answer and see is there any common factor for 3 and 22, and there isn't. Okay, so let's go and take one more example then of subtracting non-equivalent fractions. So this time let's take 10 over 15 and let's take away 2 over 5. Okay. So first step, our two denominators are non-equivalent, so then we need to find equivalent denominators. And the way we're going to do that is by finding a lowest common multiple. The lowest common multiple then of 15 and 5 is 15, so both are going to be turned into 15ths. So we divide our denominator into our lowest common multiple, so 15 into 15 goes once. Then we multiply our numerator by that outcome, so 10 times 1 is 10. And let's look at 2/5. So how many 5s are in 15? There are 3. So let's multiply 2 times 3, and that gives us 6. Okay, and now because our denominators are equivalent, we can take away our numerators. So our answer is going to be over 15. So 10 minus 6 gives us 4. And so then we look and see if we can simplify 4/15, which we can't. There's no common factor except 1. Therefore our answer is 4 over 15. Okay, so this time then, let's go and take 4 over 5, and let's take away 9 over 15. Okay. So, as we can see, our denominators are non-equivalent, so we need to find the lowest common multiple, and we know it's 15 because the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, and 15, and the multiples of 15 are 15, so the lowest common multiple between 5 and 15 is actually 15. So let's put them both over 15, and let's divide our denominators in. So how many 5s are in 15? There are 3. So let's multiply our numerator by 3. 3 4s are 12. Let's look at our second denominator. So this time there's 1 15 and 15. So let's multiply 9 by 1. So that gives us 9. And now our denominators are equivalent. So let's take them away. So 12 15ths minus 9 15ths gives us 3 15ths. Now let's look at our answer and see if we can simplify this. So is there a common factor of 3 and 15? Remember, our factors are different from our multiples. Well, we know that 3 goes into 3 and we know that 3 goes into 15. So let's divide that in. So 3 into 3 goes once and 3 into 15 goes 5 times. And so our answer then is 1/5. Right, in the next slide then, or in the next one, I'm going to give you some examples to work through. Then I will tell you when to pause the video and you can have a go. And after that then I will work through the answers. Okay. So in this slide then I'm just going to give you some non-equivalent fractions to take away. Okay, if you want to pause the video now, and then when I come back I will work through the answers for you. Okay, I hope you've had enough time to work through the answers. I'm going to work through the sums now and give you the answers. So the first one is 2/3 minus a quarter. Denominator is non-equivalent. I need to find a lowest common multiple, and then I'll make the denominators equivalent. So equivalent fraction, or equivalent, sorry, a lowest common multiple for 3 and 4 then is 12. So I'm going to put both of these over 12. And then I divide my denominator, this one. So my first one, 3 into 12 goes 4 times. 2 times 4 gives me 8. So I have 8 over 12. Sorry there. Then the second one is 4. How many 4s are in 12? There are 3. So 3 times 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. So now I have 8 12ths minus 3 12ths. My denominators are equivalent. So I can just take away my numerators. So my answer is going to be over 12. And then 8 minus 3 gives me 5. Okay, next one then is 9 over 11 minus 3 over 7. So what is my lowest common multiple for 11 and 7? And that's really awkward, it's actually 77. I'm going to have to put both of these over 77. Right, so how many 11s are in 77? Well, there's 7. Then I'm going to multiply 9 by 7, and that gives me 63. Second one then, how many 7s are in 77? There are 11. So 3 times 11, that gives me 33. Now my denominators are equivalent, so I can take these away. So 63 minus 33, well that gives me 30 over 77. And then I need to look and see is there any common factors. And there isn't any common factors, so my answer is going to be 30 over 77. Okay, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this short video tutorial.